We had a Babel saw manifest itself out of sheer bravado the other day here at the Nightly News. We're at the over 77 and 7th precinct in percentile. We've been tiling the precepts until we have layered in something remotely resembling closeness or non-proximity. The remotest non-proximity possible is, I believe, what you added to your network scorecard in 1972, when bugles were not yet a form of corn. Blasted chip confection meant for salty snacking and chicken, a manufacturer rebar pressing agents were considered wildly by the nation's top scientist to be a false flag procedure instantiated by Roman candles and Russian fingers. This is why we had personally introduced a Bill to a personally introduced Rebecca, but unfortunately for Bill, Becca preferred Stephen, whom she did not even know. Stephen, when rightly pointing out what your friends don't even know me, was told by Rebecca that she didn't need her friends to know him because she wasn't the Spice Girls. I have created a fine, frolicsome daffodil planar assessment valve, and it hurt a lot, so I knew something was wrong. I took it to my friend who had more than a passing interest in assessment valve. Medical assessment evaluations, and he valued my input about as much as I valued his. So he took me out back to the plains where he had grazing cattle, and he's like, They are almost excellent marks cows, but they only ever graze their targets. And I was like, this might be what you want for a false flag cattle drive. And he said, no, that doesn't make any sense. It just has something to do with cows. I was like, damn it, you're right. So I pulled out a weasel and blasphement brocade, knowing full well that his entire security detail of bovine creatures would be able to injure it, but not kill me. And I killed my best friend for no reason, and a field of his own assassin cows. And just like that, they were all like, thank God. And they pledged their loyalty to me. They said we could shoot fine, he just sucked and we didn't want to do what he said. And then I leaned back, smoked a giant cigar and said, it's good to be the cow god, assassin. Take over the cow operation. Guy King, when the cow's like, can I get in a moo? And I'm like, hey moo, everybody say a moo. I had just a little more longitudinal assessment than you, because for over 7 generations I was being prodded by Harvard Military Medical Evaluation Mental School for suitability to appropriate intergalactic dimensional intergenerational leaps of fuzzy logic and personal boundaries in all manner of respected and disrespected medical institutions, just like this one. So when Cambridge Air dropped their paratroopers into Harvard and tried to extract me for repatriation so their institution, I responded with the bevy of personal fluids that caused those on the front lines of the operation to rethink their strategy and vomit in equal measure. We used to try to measure certain cannonball distances metrically. In those times, it was before a decent combination infrared and ultrasonic LiDAR system was remotely possible in the American West. So we had to do whatever it took to imply that we had such frogs. When the hand goes scratch and the lips go nay, I like to pile up in the back of my particle board and wedge myself in an angle where I can see everyone who steps into the diner. But all they can see is urine and pee, and that's all they're doing, and that's all they be. And for this reason, we urinate daily, and for this reason, we mature-ate frilly when we pee freely. We pee frailly when we can just barely make the pee drip. It's scary. We don't know why it's so hard to urinate, but when it is, it makes me feel like I'm not doing great. Too much pee dripping down my spine. Too much pee like a lemon rind. Why is it that my pee hurts bad? Is it because your mama and your dad? Yeah, I think it is for that reason.